think it's also going to be Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona. I look at the calculus and a couple of things come to mind for me. Number one, no disrespect to Josh Shapiro, but I think Mark Kelly has a better national story. Astronaut married to Gabby Giffords, the horrible situation she went through a dozen or so years ago when she was shot. I think second, the anticipation is, especially with J.D. Vance getting off to the rocky start he's gotten off to as a vice presidential candidate, that Kelly and a bit more stability there, or at least the perception of more stability, is going to help. And I also do think that as much as the Democrats look at the math and they say, yes, if we get Wisconsin, if we get Michigan, if we get Pennsylvania, we almost certainly win the presidency. I think there is something to be said for, if you do not get one of those three states, you've got to definitely get Arizona. And I think Mark Kelly improves those chances. So if I had to guess the top three at this point, and I have no inside information at all about this, I would say that it's probably Kelly first, Shapiro second, and then maybe the governor of Kentucky, Brashear, third.
Senator Kelly, obviously, Senator McCain, the Republican, was beloved in that state. Obviously, his military background. This is kind of like the other side of the coin, being a Democrat, Senator Mark Kelly. And yeah, he does have all the intangibles and he checks all the boxes. And he would be a really good vice president if you think of 2 terms. But what does that do for the political future on the national stage for our beloved governor, who I think would do a great job? It just puts him in a holding pattern? Or do you still think in 4 years, no matter who wins, he goes and makes an attempt for the White House?
Let's play this out. Let's presume Kamala Harris wins in November. Although the last 2 elections haven't proven this, generally speaking, the incumbent is going to be successful 4 years after that. So I think while there would be a perception that at the uppermost echelon of Democratic politics or national politics, Josh Shapiro might find the door closed. I think the opportunity to increase his national profile through a Senate run, for example, or time in the Senate would certainly help. There is no question that Shapiro is well liked throughout the Democratic Party. There is no doubt, and this label can sometimes cut well and sometimes cut poorly. There is no question that he is considered somebody with a future in the Democratic Party at the upper echelon of national politics. Now, take the same example that we talked about. Let's say Kamala Harris runs in November, or is the Democratic candidate, and I can't see any reason at this point that she wouldn't be. If she doesn't win in November, then I think there is definitely opportunity for Mark Kelly, for Gretchen Whitmer, for Josh Shapiro, for a whole bundle of Democrats 4 years from now to say, okay, now it's our turn. So it might be 8 versus 4, but I don't think Shapiro is going to find that door closed permanently.